Oh hi. Santiago de Compostela, the capital of autonomous community Galicia in Spain. The municipality is in structure of the area. Comarca of Santiago. The city arose around the Santiago Cathedral, the largest center of a pilgrimage. In 1985 the old town was included into the UNESCO World Cultural Heritage List. Cultural Capital of Europe of 2000. From 711 to 739 year I belonged to Arabs. It is finally won and included in structure of the Kingdom of Asturias in 750 by the King Alfonso I Catholic. On a legend in the cathedral of the city remains of the Apostle Jacob are buried. Therefore the city since an era of the early Middle Ages is the third shrine of the Catholic world, after Jerusalem and Rome. The center of the Catholic Archbishopric and a pilgrimage and a terminal point of the well-known route the Way of Street James, which was covering all territory of Europe and nicknamed the city of Christian Mecca. The city first of all is obliged by the value for Catholic Europe to finding of relics of Saint Jacob. As believers, after martyr death of the apostle in the 44th year consider, his body was necessary in the boat and is let go on waves of the Mediterranean Sea. Wonderfully this boat came to Spain where the saint preached earlier, and was cast ashore in the mouth of the river of Sar in the city of Iria Flavia. Then the body of the apostle Jacob was postponed by two of his pupils for Mount Leardon and 17 came from Iria of Flavia. In 813 as the church legend says, the monk hermit Peleo living in this area, following a certain guiding star, found a tomb with relics of the apostle Jacob which remained imperishable. In 896 899 years the King Alphonse III issued the decree, and on the place of a find over relics the small church was constructed. The place was called Compostela. The place designated by a star. Saint James, who was wonderfully during fights with Moors, became the patron of Spain and Reconquista. On August 11, 997 Santiago de Compostela Almanzor, who destroyed everything that occurred in his path, since Vizi, a starting point of his campaign, was taken. The cavalry made a throw by land, and the infantry was transferred by the sea from Setúbal to Oporto. Having arrived in Santiago de Compostela, Almanzor approached remains of the apostle Jacob where found the old man of the priest San Pedro de Mason, so famous for the devotion. Having had a talk with him, the Muslim leader left relics of the saint untouched. In Santiago de Compostela Almanzor found the old monk standing near a grave of the saint. He asked him, "Why are you here?" "To esteem Saint James," the monk answered. And the winner instructed that he wasn't touched. The cathedral was demolished, and towers and bells are transferred to Cordoba on shoulders of captured Christians. From bells lamps in the mosque of the city were cast. Bermudo, too humiliated, discredited and without the power, is forced to ask the world. In 2000 he had the status of the cultural capital of Europe. On November 13, 2004 the Orthodox Church service, the first in the history of Compostelsky Cathedral, was made. On July 24, 2013 near the city of Santiago de Compostela the long-distance Madrid, Ferrol Express derailed. As a result of accident, 77 people died, more than 120 were wounded. In total in the train there were 240 passengers. Sights. The city is a terminal point of the Road of Street. Jacob entered in the UNESCO World Cultural Heritage List. Streets of the historic center of the city are framed with the porticos connecting architectural monuments in uniform ensemble. Among city constructions, the Santiago Cathedral, an outstanding sample of the Spanish Romance architecture, is of special interest. About 1080-1211. A glory portico. In the 17th-18th centuries the facade is reconstructed in Baroque style and also Royal Hospital. The portal, 1501-1511, the architect E. Diegues. It is reconstructed in the 17th century. Nowadays, Parador de Santiago de Compostela Hotel. The image of cathedral is presented on an obverse of coins to 1, 2 and 5 euro cents which are minted in Spain. Behind the building of cathedral there are two monasteries of the 16th century. Street Martin Pinario and San Peleo, in whom the cakes and lemon cookies baked by nuns are on sale. Gelmeyers, Casa del Cabildo. The San Fix. Santa Maria Salome. Remarkable church Santo Domingo de Bonneville. Are of interest also the palace where remains of the poetess Rosalia de Castro are based. The Museum of Ethnography, Museo de Povo Galego, giving a full impression about life and stories of Galicians. Among other boats, fishing tackles, instruments of labor of small handicraftsmen, wicker baskets, lace, household items, local sobots are presented there. The special attention is deserved by a threefold spiral ladder, one of masterpieces of the architect Domingo de Andrade. There are an archaeological museum, the Museum of Carpets. The Spanish and Flemish tapestries created according to Francisco Goya and Peter Rubens's drawings. The Galician Contemporary Art Center. Monument to Maria. Industry. In Santiago de Compostela, pharmaceutical industry is concentrated. Also far. Write comments. Read comments. Interesting people will tell interesting stories. All of good mood and good luck.